Good morning and welcome to Day 6 of the 2019 World Wrestling Championships from Kazakhstan from the Trackwrestling studio presented by Defense Soap. I'm David Mirakitani. I'm here with the Natalie attired and recently Defense Soaped washed up Andy Rovac. Good to have you, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's great to be back in the studio this year.
Yeah, exactly. There was a ton of action yesterday. Let's go right to the highlight video. Caught us watching that video. The highlight of yesterday had to be Jakara Winchester. I know you were traveling, but I know when you saw that, when you see something like that, literally winning that world title, what kind of thoughts come to mind?
I mean, it's just an amazing feeling for, as a wrestling fan to be able to see an American wrestler make it through these tough brackets at the World Championships and come out on top. So to be able to see that, it just gives you great pride, and being affiliated with the program and being able to watch the program and being here now announcing the program, it just was unbelievable.
Her joy was simply unbridled, the dancing, everything else. And she posted a video from a year ago when she, in her words, failed, and to come back around and accomplish it was just amazing. We've got unbelievable wrestling today. We got 4 brackets. We'll start out with the 62 and 68 kilogram brackets on the women's side. Our representative at 62 is KAYLA Miracle from Iowa City. She's going to open with the 2018 Junior World Medalist TAMARYA of Uzbekistan. If she wins, she would then face the number 2 seed Oliveira of Brazil. Miracle pinned her on her way to a Pan Am game title in August. Oliveira finished 5th at the 2018 World Championships, losing in the bronze medal match to American Mallory Velty. Miracle's a 3-time age group medalist, taking bronze at the 2014 and 2016 Junior World Championships at 59 kilograms and silver at the 2012 Cadet World Championships at 56 kilograms. Miracle is in a 34-person bracket, and she is one of the 2 pigtail matches. The other weight class, and these are both Olympic weight classes, and we'll get into the importance of that later, is 68 kilograms on the women's side. Our representative is MENSAH-STOCK, the returning world bronze medalist. She drew the Oceania champion Michelle Yvonne Montague of New Zealand in round 1. MENSAH-STOCK is the number 2 seed in the bracket. Should she advance to the semifinals and the seeds hold, she would face number 3 seed 2019 European champion Maria Mamashuk of Belarus. So some interesting things there, and we'll make sure that you guys know when those wrestlers are coming up. KAYLA will be the 7th match on A. MENSAH-STOCK will be the 11th match on A. And you guys know, watching the dashboard, we're going to keep you guys up to date. Let's get into the 2 weight classes, the men's weight classes today, both Olympic weights. We had a chance to grab dinner ahead, and we're fired up. Let's start with 57 kilograms. Dayton Fix, Titan Mercury, Sand Springs, Oklahoma State. Another American competing in his first Senior World Championship. He will wrestle Vladimir Igorov, a former Russian, now competing for Northern Macedonia. Igorov is the 2019 European Championships bronze medalist. If Fix wins, he will most likely face 2017 World Champion and 2018 World Bronze medalist Yuki Takahashi of Japan. Fix has won 3 Junior World medals, Junior World Gold in 16, and bronze in 17 and 18. He was also a 2015 Cadet World Bronze medalist and a 2014 Youth Olympic Games silver medalist. You're the expert at this stuff. Break down 57 for us.
Oh man, I really like where Dayton Fix is on the bracket. It may not be the easiest place on the bracket, but this is a world championship, so you really don't have an easy spot in the bracket. He's got a tough quarter half of his bracket, so the top part of the bottom half bracket is very tough, but the bottom half of the bottom bracket is extremely difficult. And the reason I like where Dayton is sitting is because he makes it past his first 2 matches. He could get to the semifinals, and whoever he wrestles in the semifinals, I'm going to tell you right now, is going to be exhausted. They're going to have went through the toughest quarter bracket that I've seen in the longest time at the World Championships. And if anybody gets out of that bracket, Ugoyev and the Azerbaijani, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia is very good, Ukraine, North Korea, Iran, all those people are on the bottom, and even Belarus. Belarus is being overlooked on the bottom half, and he's got European world medals. So yeah, so if he does well, Dayton, in the first couple matches, it's going to be big for him, but he will have an opportunity to make the finals after that.
So you guys are looking at the bracket. Dayton's in the 3rd quarter bracket, and as we said, he would have Goroff and then Takahashi. I think Andy's point is those are tough matches, but that's going to be much less of a fight than the absolute just battle that's going on in that bottom quarter bracket. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Fix will be up 18th on Mat C, so he's got a while.
Yeah, real quick before we move on to the next one, also of note, Stevan Micic is on the top half of that bracket. He's a University of Michigan wrestler, also wrestled for U.S. Juniors at the World Championship and has a World Bronze Medal from that, but who's now wrestling for Serbia, and he's going to be a contender as well.
Yeah, so 133-pound national runner-up, cutting down to 57, absolutely. So 65, kind of a ho-hum weight, right? Not a lot of tough guys in this weight. So two-time world team member ZAIN Rutherford will face 2-time world bronze medalist Alejandro Valdez Tobier of Cuba. Tobier is the 2019 Pan American champion and has taken bronze at the last 2 world championships. Rutherford placed 11th at the 2017 Senior World Championships, is a 2011 Cadet World Champion. I think even the most casual fans know Rutherford's probably had the most, most misconstrued or craziest path to making the world team. The multiple wrestle-offs with Yanni Diakomahalis, the injury, coming back, winning the final wrestle-off, and then having to get on a plane.
Well, and also giving up his spot at the Pan American Games because of an injury, or maybe because of the looming wrestle-off with Yanni. We don't really know that for sure. But, yeah, it was an unconventional path, to say the least.
So if you guys, we're going to pull the bracket up here in a minute, but ZAIN is on the bottom half of the bracket with just a whole mess of names, and I'm going to let you get into it because this is just, we were talking about this at dinner.
Right.
There's going to be round of 64 match-offs that are worth the price of admission.
Oh, for sure, and that's just, it's crazy to think about. Just like 57 kilos, the bottom quarter of the bottom half of this bracket is just unbelievably stacked. You have the number 2 seed, Otogoru of Japan. You have also Ukraine down there. Round of 64, you have Rashidov from Russia against Aliyev, multiple time world champion. I know he's got Olympic medals. You got those 2 wrestling round of 64. Tobier and Rutherford round of 64. A little bit above them on the bracket is Perpolita. He has some European medals. On the top half of that bottom bracket, you have Vladimir Kinchishvili, Olympic champ, world champ. You have the Hungarian, who's a newly transferred Russian, Musaskayev. Again, for the American fans, we have Malik Amin representing San Marino, University of Michigan athlete. You have that's it on the top half.
Well, Bajrang is up there too, the number 1 overall seed, right?
Right. Well, he's on the top bracket.
Yes.
The top bracket, just like 57, is not as stacked as the bottom half. These are blind draws minus the 4 seeds. But yeah, you have Bajrang and the Turkish wrestler, number 1 seed, number 4 seed, and then another American, wrestling for another country, Dave Habit representing Slovenia. He's a product of St. Ignatius High School in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And so he's just another person that us American wrestling fans will be able to enjoy and watch.
So one of the things to understand about these unweighted brackets, if you haven't been, this is your first day of watching, is they put all the extra matches in the bottom half. So if you're in the top half of the bracket, you're already one round further out. The other thing that talks about is just the number of good guys you can draw into. So generally, if you can draw into the top half of the bracket, you're better off, correct?
Correct, yeah. I mean, there's definitely bracket disadvantages. Just the way they do it, they fill it in from the top down, and then they refill it in from the bottom up, and that definitely puts a lot more weight and a lot more potential for top athletes to be down there, which we see at 57 and 65. And so with those bottom half of those brackets loaded, one, that makes it very interesting in terms of Olympic qualifying. So a lot is on the line this year, especially with the less Olympic weights and less qualifiers in those weight classes. And so there used to be 21, 22 athletes depending on wild cards. Now there's 16, I believe, only 16. So it's going to be very, very difficult to qualify for the Olympics, and then it's even going to be more difficult to win. But with these brackets being misproportioned with the amount of ranked wrestlers in them, that's a very interesting topic.
And to give people perspective real quick, you're talking about the 16 and 19 band bracket of the Olympics versus a bracket here that's almost 48.
Correct.
So basically 2/3 of these guys wouldn't even make the bracket. So one thing to just go back real quick, we are keeping track of the women's scores. The way this works, it's unlike college where you get bonus points or you get advancement points as you go. They only add the points once the weight classes are completed. We've completed 50, 53, 55, and 72 kilograms. Japan is in the lead with 61. Russia is second with 55. China is third with 42. United States is fourth with 38, or 39, excuse me. Ukraine is fifth with 38, and Kazakhstan is sixth with 35. Those will change when Forrest Molinari wrestles, when Adeline Gray wrestles, which we'll see in the last session this morning. So the last thing we want to do is let you guys know how you can watch this. So you need to go to trackwrestling.com for $29.99. You can watch the 2019 World Championships, not only what we're going to be doing, but the stuff we saw earlier in Greco and the women's freestyle matches. For $49.99, you can get not only that, but all of the 2018 and 2019 events. That includes the U23s, the Women's World Cup, the Greco World Cup, basically everything from Jan 1 of 18 to December 31st of 2019. 24 months of stuff for $49.99, which is crazy. And then the last one is the Gold Plus. It's live and archived for everything UWW for 12 months, everything from Track Wrestling Gold for 12 months, and all the archive stuff since Track Wrestling began, and includes all the archives up to the Olympic trials next year, everything but the finals match, which will be on NBC. So you have to use the code SCRAMBLE to get a $30 discount down to $99.99. We're going to throw it to commercial, and when we come back, we are fired up. Zane Rutherford's going to be up on the third match on Matt D.
The key to success is preparation. Be strong, be disciplined, stay focused, make sacrifices. When you step to the line, be ready to wrestle. Impose your will on your opponent.
Finish.
We believe in you. You know what it takes. Keep wrestling.
Set, go! Go! Speed it forward, go! Come on, up! Yes, jump! You made it! Suplex!
All right, we're back. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is going to be the format for the day. It'll be mats A, B, C, and D. A and B are across the top, C and D are across the bottom. And anytime an American's on, we'll go right to that match in full screen. Just to give some people some idea, I think the first match they're definitely going to be looking for is Rutherford versus the Cuban in the hole on mat C.